The golden era of games inspired by the early 2000s is in full effect. The enormous success of Friday Night Funkin' has cemented the legacy of Newgrounds Flash games, whilst titles like Pizza Tower and Anton Blast evoke Wario Land 4 and the spirit of the Game Boy Advance hardware through a modern lens. As if to fit snugly between these two inspirations, I'd like to tell you about ALIEN XENOCIDE, a title that blends Donkey Kong and Plants vs Zombies with a hearty dose of creative flair. Currently looking for funding on Kickstarter, let me make a case for why you should take a chance on this project from indie developers TALLGLASS, especially if you're a fan of these previously mentioned titles. Here's the scenario. Playing as mediocre alien delivery girl Blunt, it's your job to protect a cardboard cutout from an army of infectious goobers. So begins a brand new round of ALIEN XENOCIDE. From Donkey Kong, the game is presented as single-screen action. The entire playing field is seen at all times, and a vertical aspect ratio is a perfect fit for this game of managing attacks across multiple levels. Blunt must hop between platforms, climb ladders, and cleverly fall across levels in a means to manage ongoing threats. This is where the tower defense influence of Plants vs Zombies kicks in. Goobers emerge from pipes like the turtles and crabs of Mario Bros, and they slowly navigate towards an intended goal, the cardboard cutout. The game could be considered then a reverse Donkey Kong, where these goobers are carpenters attempting to save this damsel, whilst Blunt is the barrel sent to wipe them out. Despite these familiar touchstones, the gameplay is unique, and most importantly, fun to engage with. Blunt must navigate between suspended platforms with two goals: keeping goobers at bay and collecting tokens. Armed with only a laser weapon to destroy these dorks, tokens are necessary to not only replenish ammo, but also to unlock power-ups from a vending machine below. Managing ammo is a great twist on the formula because it drives the juice of the game: retro platforming across levels. These two objectives create a delicious push and pull that feels plucked right out of a classic game, with the entire playing field in view should a player focus on accruing wealth or protecting a cardboard cutout at all costs. They can't focus on just one, and so second by second decisions are always happening. Despite this being an early demo, ALIEN XENOCIDE is juicy, and like the best projects, it is brimming with potential. What power-ups could Blunt unlock to shift the battlefield? How will goobers evolve? What cool environmental gimmicks could be incorporated? An extra level in the demo is a great tease at what ideas the developers can squeeze out of the concept, and, well, I'd like to see more of what they can do. In spite of its classic influences, ALIEN XENOCIDE feels modern. Controls are snappy, Blunt moves smoothly, jumping and climbing is quick, and blasting goobers is satisfying. No missed inputs, no awkward platform shuffling. Yet it also brings back a lot of great ideas that have been forgotten in the migration to the modern age. The game never breaks from its vertical presentation. This might be a hard sell to those used to games built around wide, landscape aspect ratios. But the reasoning here is sound. It's an arcade game, one about navigating between suspended platforms. Having a camera pitch up and down between levels would be counterintuitive to player information. ALIEN XENOCIDE has fun with its vertical navigation, in a similar way to the best platform games on phones. In this release, the game is presented in 16:9 with border art flanking each side, which segues quite nicely into its look and visuals. The two big influences of ALIEN XENOCIDE sit nicely in situ. On the one hand, the artwork and attitude of the game elicits that Newgrounds tone of scratchy digital artwork. The game's included boss fight digs into this influence even further, as your protagonist has a cool skateboard race against a big bad. It reworks the suspended platform gameplay in a fun way, evoking the animal levels of Crash Bandicoot where you're still platforming, but it's recontextualized by removing the ability to move left or right. It's a step in making Blunt more of a cool character to engage with, something that a full game could likely dig a little deeper into. Meanwhile, the sprite art has a clean and very readable look, evocative of the latter era of the GBA. Backgrounds are detailed but never overly busy, whilst all the important elements stand out in bright colours. Hot pink ladders, blue platforms, and of course the bush green playable character. Combined with music and sound effects that evoke an older era without the technical limitations, Alien Xenocide is a charming world to get wrapped up in. This goes doubly so for its level select menu. An island Blunt navigates like a Mode 7 3D map. It's really cute, and another demonstration that the developers have a lot of cool tricks up their sleeves. As stated, it's still early days for Alien Xenocide, and at the time of writing, the project is still looking for support to get over the line. Although not quite Wario-like in its gameplay, this is a game that appeals to my sensibilities. It feels like a return to the GBA era, not by pandering nostalgia, but instead building something brand new in that creative limitation. As portable gaming has seemingly split into phone games and portable hardware like the Switch and Steam Deck, it feels as if these small, crunchy experiences are at risk of being phased out. Anton Blast and the recently released Pizza Tower have since reignited interest in these older games, and I'd like Alien Xenocide to do the same. It's an arcade platformer that doesn't eat your courses, and a tower defense that doesn't need a credit card number for more energy units. It combines the best of these two flavors with none of the downsides, and that humbling has come about from its web era attitude. But you don't have to take my word for it, because a demo is available to try over at itch.io. If you're interested in seeing the further adventures of Blunt and more of what TALLGLASS have in store, then please make sure to check out Alien Xenocide. I've been James, and I'll see you all in the next upload.